Welcome back, guys. Today we will do a special type of pattern printing program. You can see on the right side of the screen. So no more relevant talkings, let's dig into the main program. So here you can see that I have written the program in the form of a matrix where it contains 7 rows and 13 columns. So the basic requirement of our program is to print 7 lines, and to print it we will use of course a loop, and also to print 7 columns we will to print that we will also use a for loop. So mainly we will use 2 for loops to print the 7 rows and 7 columns. So our condition will be, say we are taking I for row and j for column. So for I equal to 1 and I less than equal to 7, I plus plus, so it will print the 7 rows, and for j equal to 1, j less than equal to 13, j plus plus, it will print our 13 columns in the program, and inside we will print the elements of our program. So here you can see that there are some elements, so consider each block as a room. And so the main basic thing is, you can see that in some blocks there are some elements to be printed, and in some blocks these are vacant. So let's use an if else block. So for the when the condition of our if block will be true, we will print these elements in the console, and when the condition of the if block will be false, we will simply print the vacant spaces. So let's do it. So when this condition will be true, since we haven't written it but we will soon write this, we will print say now for debugging purpose we are gonna use star for debugging purpose only, and when this condition will be false, our if condition which we haven't written, we will print simple blank spaces here. Okay, so now let's think about the condition of the if block. So let's try to make out a general condition. So let's do some easy tasks first. Okay, so here you can see that for j's value, on incrementation of j's value, we are printing something in our console. So consider row number 1. So for every value of j from 1 to 13, we are printing something in our console. For row number 2, on not every value except j equal to 7, we are printing for j equal to 1 to 6, and for j equal to 8 to 13, we are printing something in the console. In the same way, for the third row, when I equal to 3, for j equal to 1 to 5 or j equal to 9 to 13, we are printing say star in our console. And for I equal to 4, when j equal to 1 to 4 or j equal to 10 to 13, we are printing say star in our console, and like that for I equal to 5, 6 and 7. So we have tried to write it in a general way, that when j for say when I equal to 2, when j less than equal to 6, you can see and when j greater than equal to 8, we are printing say star in the output. When I equal to 3, j less than equal to 5 or j greater than equal to 9, this is the basic condition when something is printed in the console. And when I equal to 4, same thing, for j less than equal to 4 or j greater than equal to 9, we are printing something in the console. As the same, when I equal to 5, for j less than equal to 3 or j greater than equal to 11, we are printing something in the console. So this is the condition of printing something to our console. Okay, so when I equal to 1, I have written the condition in this manner: j less than equal to 7 or j greater than equal to 7. 7 is the midpoint. So this you can appear to you pretty varied, but I have already told you that from these conditions I am trying to make a general condition to be put in the if block, and this condition will be the condition to print something in the console. So I've tried to write every condition in the similar fashion, so that the ultimately the general condition, the process of making of general condition be easier to me. Okay, so I think you have understood. So now let's try to make the general condition. One thing again, a confusion may arise to your mind that whether to put or and in this part or not. So for that, let's answer me a simple question. When you have used and here, you should know that both this side condition and this side condition should satisfy. So have you heard of any number that is less than 6 but greater than 8 simultaneously less than 6 and greater than 8? Is it possible? Of course not. It's impossible, invalid. So if you put such condition with and this type of condition with and in the if block, this won't run. The if block will not run, so nothing will be printed except some blank spaces in the output screen. So this, when j less than equal to 6 or j greater than equal to 8, any of this condition when will be true, our if block will run. So or should be used instead of and here. Logical or logical one I'm talking about. Okay, fine. So next, try to make out the general condition out of this. So very simple. God has given you the brain for free. Just use it. Pause the video and think at least once. I hope you have done fine. Yes, you are thinking absolutely right. If I have tried to write the condition using I like this, if j less than equal to 8 minus I or j greater than equal to 6 plus I, what it will give us. Okay, think step by step. For I equal to 1, j less than equal to 8 minus 1 means 7. Yes, it's true. And j greater than equal to 6 plus 1, 7. Yes. The first column condition is yes, we can make it with the general one. Check this one, 8 minus 2, 6. Yes, we can make it. 6 plus 1, 6 plus 2, 8. Yes, we can make it 2. So this 2 we can make from the general condition. Again check this, 8 minus 3, 5. Okay, 6 plus 3, 9. Yes, this is true too. Then 8 minus 4, 4 and 6 plus 4, 10. Okay, then 8 minus 5, 3 and 6 plus 5, 11. Okay, so from the general condition we can evaluate these individual conditions. So our general condition is absolutely true. So we have obtained finally the condition to print something in our console, and the condition to be put in the if block, that is j less than equal to 8 minus I or j greater than equal to 6 plus I. When this condition will be true, something say for star, for debugging purpose I have taken, will be printed in the console. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so I have written it in the if block. So now let's run it. Okay, so it isn't. So can you guess what mistake I've done? I forgot to use the new line after each row is completed. So with the beginning of each row we should add a new line. So I've done it. Now let's run it again to check whether everything is perfect or not. Yes, you can see the same pattern with stars. So our one hurdle is finished. So the next one is to instead of this star, print these characters like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Okay, so this is very easy. So the ASCII code of A is 65. So let's use another variable k for our character printing, and I've taken k as integer and I've mentioned k is 65 as the value of ASCII code of A is caps A is 65. So now you can see that up to 7, say we are considering the first row, up to 7 when j equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the value of k is incrementing, and after 7 when j's value is greater than 7, the value of k is decrementing, and this process is being repeated up to this I equal to 7, means in each of the rows this process is being repeated. So from this we can make out a general condition that if j is less than 7, then increment k, and if j is greater than 7, then decrement k. So write it first. So I have used conditional operator. You could also use if else, no big deal. This is the condition, and if this condition is true, this part is executed, and if this condition is false, this part is executed. So let's run the code now to see if our logic works or not. Okay, so what is the problem? So here it's incrementing, but the pattern is not right. You can see that the first line is printed correctly, but in the next line we have omitted this g in the problem. Our problem, this in this place a should be printed, and here this f should be here, this e should be here, this d should be here, this c should be here, and this b should be here. So the g should not be here, so that is why the pattern in the right hand side is not proper. So let's look at the question so you can understand in a better fashion. Yes, you can see that this g is not here, so it again goes from f to a, and like that in the next row, this a b c d e, this is fine, but then e d c b a, but here an extra f is being printed, so again it doesn't reach a, and this is done up to this 7th row. So we need to rectify this. How to do it? Again, use your brain, God has gifted it you to free. Okay, so what's the problem? Our main problem is in the if block we are printing this whole line. This is fine, but in the else block what's being done, when the range is not satisfied, the range we have provided in the if block is not satisfied, control is going to the else block, then it's printing the space, the blank space is being printed again when the j's value is in the range, when the j's value is falling in the range, again the control is moving to the if block, again leaving the else block, and then again the case value is being decremented and it's printing like that. So the omission of value is not done. So the omission of value means another decrementation of value should be included in our program, and we can't do it in the if block because if block is only for the printing along the line. So we need to do it in the else part with the proper management of our space and this decrementation and further decrementation. So let's do it. So in the else part, what we should do, checking the midpoint. Yes, the midpoint is 7, so when j equal to 7 we should decrement the case value further, so that when control is going to if block leaving the else block, 2 values of k is being decremented. Or in a better fashion, if I like to explain that when I equal to 2 up to j's value 6, it's fine because here the range is j less than equal to 8 minus 2 6, and here the range is 6 plus 2 8. Okay, so when j's value is 6, it's falling into the range, and hence it's printing the value of k, and it's printing the value of f, and 6 less than 7, so it's incrementing j's value, so it's incrementing the k's value So it's incrementing G, and then again it's coming out from the if block. Then J's value is incremented to 7, but 7 is not falling in the range, so it's directly going to the else port. Else port only space is being printed, but already case value is already has become G. For the ease of understanding, I'm not using the ASCII values, I'm using the character names. So already case value is being G, but here only space is being printed, so here the decrementation of case value is required. You can now understand, but here the code we have not written. So what is done again, when J's value is being 8, the condition is again satisfying because 6 plus 2 8, so it's falling in this range. So again it's printing G here. So when along this line, after the completion of J and this column is printed, instead of this A, because here is G printing, here is F printing, here is E printing, here is D printing, C printing and B printing, and this job is being done in the next all other rows. So we need to decrement the K further in this else block, so that G is being omitted here, and here F and G both are omitted. Like that you can now do the dry run as I have said just before. So let's write the condition here. So J equal to 7. Let's print, no printf, sorry, only decrementation of K will be done here. Okay, so now hope this will be fine. Okay, so now let's try to run the code to see everything is fine or not. Okay, okay, so here you can see that although our pattern is being printed correctly, but the first line is now being a bit distorted. What's the problem? Let's look into the problem. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, then again here should be F, but F is being omitted, means, and then E, D, C, B, A, at the rate. Don't be afraid, at the rate is the ASCII code. At the rate's ASCII value is 64. So since F is being omitted, so K is decremented a bit further to 65, then 64. So at the rate is being printed here. So why F is being omitted? Simple reason, F is being omitted here because in the first case the case value is decremented twice. So F is being omitted here. Okay, so what to do? Let's add a very easy condition, like when J equal to 7, we'll decrement the value of G, but not in the case of first row. When I greater than equal to 1, we will decrement the value of K. In the else block, a further decrementation is needed for all the other rows except this first row. So let's do it. So here I have added this condition, I greater than 1, to satisfy our need. So what's being done now? So I am telling you a quick dry run. So when I equal to 1, then J equal to 1. So for J equal to 1, the first case the range is 7 less than equal to 7 and 6 plus 1 greater than equal to 7. So what's being done here? Now the case value is only decrementing along this line with the increase in the value of J, not this decrementation of else block is interrupting now. So this row is now printing fine, should be printed fine, we will check it soon. And in the next cases, what's being done, say I've discussed the case of row 2, so let's discuss another case. Say the case of row 3, when I equal to 3, the range is 8 minus 3 5, and here the range is 6 plus 3 9. So up to j is equal to 5, the value of k is e. So 5, then 5 less than 7, yes, it's true, so it's incrementing to ef. Okay, so again when then it's the value of j is again increased to 6, but here it's only 5, it doesn't fall into the range, it's coming to this, a space is being printed. Good. Then j equal to 7, no, j's value is 6, so this if block will not run. So we have k value f now. Again then j's value is being 7, it again doesn't fall into this range, so it will come to this else block, a space will be printed, and now j equal to 7, it will decrement the value. So k's value was f, now it's being decremented to e, and then j again it will leave this else spot, again j's value is incremented to 8, again 8 doesn't fall into this range, so else spot, here a space will be printed, j equal to 7, no, so this if block will not run because j's value is now 8, and we have k equal to e now, so no more further decrementation. Now j's value is incremented to 9, 9 falls into this range, 6 plus 3 9, so now it will print the value of k e here. Again j less than 7, no, so it will decrement further, then we have the value of k as d, again j's value will be incremented to 10, then again it will print the value d, again decremented to c, again j's value will be 11, it will print c, and again further decrementation to b, j's value will be 12, it will print b, again further decrementation to a, j's value will be 13 and it will print a, and again further decrementation, but decrementation will be done, but since this for loop will not run anymore because j's value here the upper limit is 13, so it will be executed, it will exit this for loop and it will print the new line, and again it will go to this main for loop for the row, and then again this procedure will be done for this row, and thus it will continue. So I hope you can do the rest of the dry run for the row number 5, 6 and 7. This is your assignment for this day on your own. So now let's run our code to see whether it runs or not properly, to check. Okay, so let's compile and run it. Okay, yes, it's printed the perfect pattern for us. So see, it was really too much easy, so I hope you have understood it well. If you haven't understood it well, please pause the video and wherever you wish, and if you have any doubt, comment me in the comment section, and the source code will be provided in the description link below. So since it's almost I can say 7 in the morning, so good morning guys, and have a very nice day. So happy coding. Bye bye, see you